Hi, this is the video for the recap of the race I did on my bike. I started off the morning with drinking quite a lot of water, so I get out of the deficiency of not having enough water, so I get the hydration on point. I started the breakfast off with some yogurt and some chocolate muesli, where I almost got like 200 grams of carbs. I did that around, I would think it was 2.5 hours, 3 hours before the race. And when I got 1 hour to the race, I ate a banana. But also like 30 minutes before, I ate an energy bar with around almost 30-40 grams of carbs as well. And I went peeing like 500 times before the race. I guess I was kind of nervous because it was the first one. So don't hold it in if it's the first time you're racing. Go to pee whenever you need it pre-race, because it gets quite hectic when you start the race. What I did in the race, I had around, I think it was 350 carbs. In the race it was around 4 hours, so that's quite a high amount. But I didn't really want to get too few carbs and then crash out, so I'd rather eat a bit more than a bit less. The strategy actually worked quite well. I was with the front group the whole day, but with, I think it was 35 kilometers back home, we had like a more or less a descent of 20-25 kilometers where everything went down, but really big and difficult turns in the descent. And we got hit by like a storm of rain right before it, so the road was really dangerous to drive. I saw like many crashes. I also saw an ambulance and stuff like that. And since it was my first race, I didn't really want to push it on the descent because it was like really risky. And I don't know if you're going to ride your first race and don't want to go all in on everything. But I didn't really want to crash in the first race, in terms of seeing so many drivers crash and some get picked up by ambulance as well. It was like the first race for me, so I wanted to get some experience, of course, and I got what I wanted because it was really interesting. It was really hectic in the beginning. I even though got to forget to turn off the camera in the beginning, so I didn't have any power post, I think 1.5 hours into the race, because I forgot to turn off the camera, so I don't have any video material on that. Otherwise I would also have a video on the crashes that happened, but some of them look really awful, and that's why I stepped off the gas on the descent and then cruised home. I think I got overtaken by like 60-70 riders on the way down, but I was with the front group all day before that, so that I'm really proud of course. But it's also giving me more motivation to try to push even harder in the training and do more races. In 2 weeks or so, 3 weeks maybe, I have a race in Denmark when I go for vacation there. So look forward to see how that is and what it can be to and what it get to. It's the 5th of July, and we'll also do pre, during and post videos of that as well. But if I want to conclude, I'm really happy on the race I did and how it went, and all the fueling was really great as well. In the morning I had a bit of a headache, so that's also why I drank so much water in the beginning of the day, to see if I can remove that. But I had like 4 hours with headache, and even though I had that and increased core temperature as well, I managed to stay with the front pack the most of the day until the rain came, and then it got too dangerous. So all in all, I'm pretty satisfied with what I get out of it. But if it's your first race, my recommendation would definitely be to start off easy. I saw many riders trying too hard on the first ascent because the race was behind a car in the first kilometers, and then it started with a steep increase and high elevation, of course, and so many people just did all out on that and then crashed. I thought I was getting sacked in the beginning, but I just ride it at the pace and the watt numbers I know I can push for a longer effort. And then I slowly got back to the front and stayed with a group. It's way easier also to pace when you have a group in front of you, but it's also way less energy you have to burn to stay in a group if you're staying in the back. I did some pulls in the front as well, but not many in the race, of course. I tried to stay a little bit behind and save some energy because the last 30 kilometers would really have suited me to do a big push, but since the rain came, it wasn't really possible. So I just managed to get home and have some energy, have some more energy actually. And again, try not to kill yourself too early. Start really slow, I would say so, and then try just to get into a rhythm. Try to see which people you can follow in terms of pace, and then don't get too much into a red zone in the beginning. That is the tip number 1, I would say so. Tip number 2 is like fuel really early. Don't do it too late because it's a long race, or I don't know what race you're doing, but racing, it can be really tough if you're fueling too less, I would say. So it's really important to remember to fuel early, and also drink water because it's also really important. If you have the possibility, take some electrolytes as well in taps or whatever into the water, so you get enough electrolytes as well during the race, because obviously you will normally sweat quite a lot during a race. For me, it was really amazing to do the racing. I think it was really an experience. I would say if you are cycling, either if you want to push yourself really hard or just cycling for fun, doing a race is really amazing to try. And the atmosphere around it and the people around it is just amazing. It's like a complete event, I would say so. What I did in the event here, at least my experience, was that it was really nice. And we didn't see any car on the road really. It was blocked all the way, so we have the full course for ourselves, only cyclist. I know that it's not that way every time, but it was really an experience just to get the full road, because you can also drive differently on the descent when you know the full road to drive on as well, because you can cut the corners differently, of course. Yeah, if I want to do something different, I guess it was to not just let the camera run for the first 2 hours, because then I didn't get any material in the later. But I guess not everybody wants to record their video. For me, the fueling was on point, the water was on point, and the strategy was on point as well, because I followed the front group. Did I do less effort than the others? I guess so, because I stayed quite a lot in the back, and when someone tried to push, it just followed. But I also knew my numbers, so I would say it's really important to be focused on keeping your numbers and not pushing too much, because if you do it too early, it's a long way home. It's really hard to get back whenever you get crashed. I could definitely see that on some people on the way, that some just overpushed themselves and then completely got dropped, and then it's just really hard to get back into a good rhythm and keep a good pace, I would say so. Now the next race will be 5th of July in Denmark, when I'm going on vacation. And I look really much forward to that. And that route is 115 kilometers, quite less steep than the one I did here in Spain. So maybe it's a little bit more suitable for me and the weight I have. So I really look forward to try to push that with some other ones. I also saw that the second place from last year is attending again. So then at least I have someone to see if I can catch and follow and see what it can lead to. But yeah, I definitely look forward to try to push myself again. I've been training quite hard post the race as well, and seeing some big numbers increase in what I can push in the different zones, but also times. So that's the good thing about cycling. If you are quite structured and training quite hard, you can also see the impact of it. I shared my training program in the last video, pre the race I just talking about now, and that gave me quite a lot. I guess I raised it from 240 watts for 20 minutes to 340 watts in 25 minutes push. So that's quite a lot in 10-11 weeks, I would say so. So if you don't have any program to follow, I would definitely recommend you to try follow the program I shared in the last video. But in this video as well, if you go to the description, you can see the prompts I'm using with ChatGPT to try to make my training as suited to me as possible, with all the data I have on the Whoop and how my performance is on Strava and all that stuff on the different ones, how I feel, how the weight is increasing or decreasing, or what I eat and what I do in a daily basis. I will share that in the description of this video as well, so you have a chance to try to adapt it into your training. But thank you so much for watching, and there will come another video when I get closer to the next race, and after that race as well I will do a post video as well. Thank you for watching.